So week one's over. Patrick Mahomes looked absolutely phenomenal. Threw for 5 TDs, 300 and something yards. The Chiefs completed a first down almost every other play. They looked absolutely incredible, phenomenal, but PFF still graded Patrick Mahomes as the 8th best QB of the weekend. Now, that's one thing, but his grade was so low, he was graded as barely a starting level player and almost graded as a backup level quarterback, which to me is a very big problem. So let's talk about it. But first, how about those? What's up, guys? My name is Cole, and I do daily news about the Kansas City Chiefs. So sub if you're new, hit that like button if you think PFF is a joke at times. Now, to be clear, I like PFF sometimes. I do think there are some good things about them and the way that they rank players, grade players. I like to look at their website sometimes for blocking stats and stuff like that. But the way that they grade QBs is a definite issue. And that's what we're going to talk about in this video because it's a shame, actually, how bad it really is. So if you look at this from over the weekend, PFF's highest graded QBs in week one so far. 1, Josh Allen, 91.5. Kirk Cousins is next, 85.1. Ryan Tannehill, 81.1. Justin Herbert, 79.8. Jameis Winston, 79.6. Lamar Jackson, 76.8. Jalen Hurts, 76.8. Patrick Mahomes at 8th, 71.5. Tom Brady, 70 at 9. And then Davis Mills in 10th at 68.1. And after I recorded this, I just saw that PFF graded Geno Smith as better than Mahomes. Geno Smith is the 3rd best graded quarterback of the week, putting Mahomes at 9th overall rather than 8th. Nice job, guys. So Patrick Mahomes is 30 for 39, 360 yards, 9.2 yard average, 5 TDs, 0 interceptions, QBR of 94.1, and a passer rating of 144.2. So you look at that and you say, wow, he had a phenomenal game. But would you believe me if I told you he was graded as the 8th best QB in the league? Now, Chiefs Kingdom kind of went wild with this, including Matt Verderame. I'm going to go through this conversation a little bit here because Sam Monson, who is PFF's lead NFL analyst, and he hosts their podcast, I believe. And he's Irish. I like that part, but the rest, not so much. Either way, he had some things to say in response to Matt Verderame that I found worth discussing and talking about. And then we're going to drop a bombshell right after this to show why Sam I Am No Green Eggs and Ham is definitely in the wrong here slightly, but refuses to admit it. So Matt Verderame says, if Mahomes isn't number 1 after that showing, throw the algorithm in the garbage and start over. Sam said it's not an algorithm. Daniel Harms, well, we know it's not based off of film either. Sam, it is, but acknowledging things like an underhand toss TD is not a particularly taxing QB play or a coverage bust in the end zone that left a RB uncovered in the flat for a TD. Mahomes was great, but he wasn't as good as the box score suggests he was. Matt Verderame responds, it wasn't based on watching the film. The guy was unbelievable yesterday, and he's behind Jameis Winston, who struggled against the Falcons for the majority of the day. That great doesn't reflect being great. Also, he made a bunch of elite throws, including dimes to Kelsey, Juju, and Sky Moore. Grading him behind Winston and Tannehill is stunning. Then Sam says, he also threw the ball to a defender and needed his receiver to break up the interception. This is the point of grading. Every play is factored in, not just the highlight reel. Matt says he attempted 39 passes and 1 was interception worthy. Allen actually threw 2 interceptions and accounted for fewer yards. His biggest throws, Davis Diggs TDs, were wide open. Are those huge throws? It doesn't compute. Winston was largely bad. Cousins had Jefferson wide open all afternoon. Then Sam says actually threw 2 interceptions as results, not actions. One of the 2 was a pass that hit his receiver in the hands for a first down. It's a positively graded play. They each had 1 turnover-worthy play. You're also ignoring Allen's 56 rushing yards and a TD. Man, this guy really, really likes Josh Allen. Matt says, I'm not ignoring the rushing yards. If you combine Allen's rushing and throwing yardage, it's 12 yards less than what Mahomes accounted for. Despite Mahomes being pulled early, both had 1 turnover-worthy play. One accounted for 5 touchdowns, the other accounted for 4. Sam says yes, but immediately we've closed the gap statistically significantly. I challenge you to go through each player's plays and tell me what you would grade each outing as. And Matt's response is what all of us were thinking. That's literally your company's job. You do it. And I can tell you right now, having watched every snap of both games, Allen and Mahomes were both fantastic, and your grading system fails to reflect that. Sam says it is, and we've already done it. You claim the results are wrong without a corresponding attempt to show it. No offense, but I watched both games. It is a bleepity process. People's minds lie all the time. That's literally the point of recording things on a granular level. Matt then says, I'd argue having Mahomes as the 8th best QB of week 1 is a crappier process than anything my eyes could produce. I have respect for PFF, but it's a baffling conclusion. Have a good one, aka, I'm done with this conversation, dude. Yeah, so basically, PFF is saying the guys were open, Mahomes' throws were easy, therefore graded at a lesser difficulty, giving him a lower overall grade. So he's basically being docked for good coaching, running good schemes, proper planning, and making adjustments at the line of scrimmage when he sees the defensive coverage. So there was one play in particular where Mahomes audibled. I think it was a dump-off pass to McKinnon that went for 15 yards or something. That was based on coverage that Mahomes saw at the line, and he audibled to it. And he's docked for that. So I'm saying all that to get to this. Soren Petro of the program 810 Sports yesterday interviewed Eric Eager from Pro Football Focus, and they actually ended up talking about this, and he has some telling things to say that I think explains why we should not take this little formula too serious and why they don't know what to do with great QBs like Mahomes.
Quarterback grades from Pro Football Focus. Patrick Mahomes, 8th with a 71.5. Tom Brady, who didn't play well, admitted he didn't play well, and had a 70 grade. Can somebody explain to me what's going on there at your fair business, Mr. Eager?
So everybody needs to know that I don't grade the quarterbacks, and I was as surprised as everybody.
Yeah. Welcome, bud. You were surprised. We were surprised. Everybody was surprised, except for maybe the few guys at PFF that do this little grading system.
I have not gone back and, quote, watched the tape. It is surprising. I will say Mahomes, there's a bunch of public metrics that do pretty well at predicting quarterback play that hate Mahomes. And I think a lot of that, a couple of reasons. One, I think that Andy Reid, his scheme is very good.
So, good coaching, good game planning. Mahomes is a genius, knows how to call audibles at the line based on what he reads from the defenses. So, let's dock him to a 71 rating on Sunday, which is, again, a starter, barely, almost a backup level QB.
And then here is the kicker, and I think that this is my way of squaring it. Mahomes is a unique player in that he engineers throws where the throw itself ends up becoming trivial. And what I mean, and I think Chiefs fans remember the win on Sunday Night Football in Las Vegas in 2020 where his eyes drifted all of the players to one side of the field and Kelsey was wide open for a touchdown. And I think, the next-gen stats metric will ding that throw because it's an easy throw. PFF will ding that throw because it's an easy throw. But Patrick Mahomes is the reason that throw is an easy throw. And I think, unfortunately, in the history of the PFF system, we have not had Mahomes-type players do that stuff. So, to me, that's my explanation for it.
Okay, so this man basically said, Mahomes is so good, we don't know what to do with him in our grading system. Our grading system does not reflect greatness. Now, I think my biggest problem with all of this is that when you read the responses from the PFF guys, it shows a lack of humility. They're basically pridefully just standing beside their grading system no matter what, saying, do our job for us, come back, and then let us know how the grade really should be because we are not wrong. Well, this man works for PFF, and he basically says we don't know how to fully factor in Mahomes and his ability to be great and to work people as open as he does. We don't know how to factor that in. Therefore, his grade, doesn't matter. Don't listen to PFF, okay? So this is just PFF admitting, hey, we don't know exactly what we are doing in every area, which is fine. I just wish other people would be like this man that work for PFF, instead of arguing in the comments on Twitter saying, we're not wrong, you go and check it out, and then get back with us and let us know we're not wrong. The lack of humility and accountability here is very frustrating. Do better. That's the point of this video. Just do better. Mahomes is absolutely fantastic, and he's graded that low. It's quite insane. Now, some of you are looking at me saying, well, dude, who cares? Well, I care, because basically everybody looks to PFF and their grading system, and they use it everywhere. They use it on NFL Network. They use it on ESPN. They use it on all the big YouTube channels, kind of as like canon. Like, if this is how someone's rated on PFF, believe it, okay? Because they're legit. And I do believe they are legit in a lot of ways, but they fall short in some other ways, and their failure to be accountable to that is freaking frustrating, and it pisses me off as a Chiefs fan. I'm born and raised a Chiefs fan, so I'm a bit biased towards my team, yes, but when you see Mahomes go off like he did, basically having a perfect game, they were blitzed a ton. Mahomes read it perfectly, found receivers that were maybe more open than they should be even because of these blitzes. The touchdown passes, great coaching, great reads at the line, great schematics, great. 8th best QB on Sunday. Are you freaking joking me, dude? Do better. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below about PFF and their system. Do you think they need to fix some things and account just great QB play, even like pre-snap and stuff like that, into how they do their grading system? Let me know your thoughts on all this in the comments down below, and let's definitely fight about it down there per usual. I know we will. Trust me. Make sure to like if you enjoyed the vid, sub for more. Check out this video here, which is the highlights of the Chiefs and Cardinals game, and you guys can tell me for yourself if Mahomes was the 8th best quarterback from all the games this weekend, Thursday Night Football included. Let me know. And until next time, let's go. Let's freaking go. How about those?